Hi all, today we're going to talk about Greece's geography, and we're going to do it in a way that's going to be kind of like a concept map or a mind map in a sense. So our title is going to be Greece's geography. I know I wrote it a little small, but we're going to have a lot that's going to come down here. So let's get started. First and most important thing is we know that there are three specific items in Greece's geography or characteristics in Greece's geography that really stand out. First off, it's three forest mountains. Second off, it's surrounded by three seas, okay? And we know that that equals a peninsula. And the third thing is we're going to lack rivers, natural resources, and farmland. Okay, and we'll group those all together because those are things that they lack. Okay. All right, so let's get started. From mountains, we have two things that it causes or separates it into. First and foremost, it's going to divide Greece, okay, in a way that's going to lead to this creation of city-states, okay? And within each city-state, we're going to learn that they each must survive on its own. So we don't work as an entire Greece, we instead work as individual city-states. And we know because of this, right, that Greece is lacking good soil, okay, which is going to make it difficult for them to be able to farm, okay, so it's hard to farm, which means they need to rely on trade. So let's get back to here now. So each must survive on its own, but we know that that is hard to farm. Okay, so they're lacking farmland, which is going to lead them to create a thing called colonies, just like Great Britain did whenever they came over here before the Revolutionary War. Now, two things they're looking to do. They want to first gain valuable resources. The second thing they're also going to do, though, is they're going to use these resources and they're going to still rely on trade, whether it's trade back to the colony or it's trade with other nations, okay? There's going to be something else that branches off on that, but we're going to come back to that. That's going to be your homework, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. Now, let's move on. So, because it is hard to travel, they must rely on the seas, okay, and by boat and do their thing. So, two things the seas provide us with. First, this is your first one that you're going to find out. The second thing that I'm going to give you is they're obviously going to travel, okay, and from travel, they're going to trade, and the other thing is they're going to link down into here, and again, that's going to be something that you are going to find yourself. Let's get over here. So we're lacking rivers, natural resources, and farmlands. So they can't produce a surplus. If you remember from Egypt, they have many different resources spread throughout the Sahara Desert. In Greece, we're only going to have olives, grapes, some sort of sheep wool, but it's not going to be plentiful, crops like we saw in Mesopotamia and Egypt. So they're lacking things. What do they need to do? They need to rely on trade again, okay? And the last thing we're going to insert is coins and measurements. So from this, it's going to make trade easier, which is going to allow for more people will want to trade. This leads to gaining of friends or allies. And what's that going to do? More trade. Okay? Now, we have all this connected. Okay? And this one's going to run into that as well. From here, we have trade going here. And now this trade's going to go to one that's going to go to here. So what's trade going to provide us with? And the thing that you're going to get from trade is going to provide us with another thing. You're going to think about what we learned about in our mind maps or concept maps or flowcharts in Mesopotamia dealing with floods. That'll give you a hint. And then this is going to connect back to here. Now, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, and 4 items that are going to connect to this one ultimate issue or one ultimate item that you are looking for. And you need to use your resources and knowledge on all of these concepts and what you know about Greece. What is the ultimate thing that all of these, so creation of colonies, trade, the gaining of allies, okay, and using the sea as travel, what is it going to allow Greece to ultimately do? Not just gain resources, but what are we looking to do? What is ancient Greece looking to accomplish with, again, travel on seas, the coins and measurements of gaining new allies, the creation of colonies, and ultimately trade, okay? So you need to fill in number 1 up here, okay? Number 2, number 3, and our big one, number 4, okay? Those are the 4. After that, what I want you to do is you're going to explain how geography impacted Greece's economy, okay? And make sure you use the 4 characteristics that we talked about. The second thing is I want you to explain this mind map in your own words. Okay, so try your best with that. 5 to 7 sentences. And this will be used for our discussion come next class period. Okay, try that out. Let me know how it goes, and we will talk tomorrow. Have a good night.